Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Ralf Rangnick is tipped to receive a 500,000 bonus if he leads Manchester United to a top 4 finish. Ralf Rangnick earns £180,000 a week. Manchester United are now in the top 4 after beating West Ham 1-0 yesterday, thanks to a very late goal by Marcus Rashford. He scored in the 93rd minute of stoppage time. Marcus Rashford came off the bench. Rashford also came off the bench and scored in the 3-1 win against Brentford. That ended his 3-month goal drought. It's good to see that Marcus Rashford has found a bit of form, because obviously he has endured a lot of poor games since he had that operation on his shoulder. And a lot of people have said that Marcus Rashford hasn't been the same player since he had that operation on his shoulder. Not so long ago, he had a minor leg injury. Ralf Rangnick said that Marcus Rashford is one of the top strikers in England. Cavani got the assist for Marcus Rashford's winner. There's people that have been saying that Cavani was offside. Ralf Rangnick has managed 10 games as Manchester United manager. He's only lost one game so far. Manchester United lost to Wolves earlier on this season 1-0 at Old Trafford. That was the first time Wolves won at Old Trafford since 1980. Ralf Rangnick is Manchester United's interim manager until the end of the season. Then it did initially say that he will continue in a consultancy role for a further 2 years. He'll get the consultancy role if Manchester United finish in the top 4. If Rangnick can win a trophy this season and get Man United in the top 4, there is a chance he'll get the Man United job on a permanent basis. Manchester United have not won a trophy since 2017. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. There's been some good performances under Rangnick. There's also been poor performances as well. Revert back to earlier on this season, there was reports saying that Rangnick is already losing the dressing room at Man United, and it did mention that 17 Manchester United players were unhappy and wanted to leave. But earlier on this month, Rangnick got told that transfer funds are available for him this month and he will be backed by the Glazers. Before Manchester United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow, and credit to Rangnick as well, because he has made changes since he come in. Obviously he brought Ewan Sharp in as an assistant coach and analyst. He brought Chris Armas in as an assistant coach, and he brought Saz Chalens in as a sports psychologist. Rangnick wants Erik ten Hag to become Manchester United's next permanent manager. There's a lot of Manchester United fans that would like to see Erik ten Hag get recommended in. You've got to admire the work he's done at Ajax. He's won a couple of titles with them, Revert back to 2019, he got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals, and I like the way he develops young players. He's been Ajax manager for around 5 years. He became Ajax manager back in 2017. His contract at Ajax expires next year. Before Ajax, he managed Utrecht. Before then, he managed Bayern Munich's reserves. And before then, he managed Go Ahead Eagles. Prior to the Brentford game, was it? He said Man United could appoint their new manager this season. Mauricio Pochettino, he's been relentlessly linked with a managerial role at Man United for a long time. Not so long ago, it said that Manchester United made an offer for Diego Simeone from Atletico Madrid. And the other week, reports in Italy said that Manchester United made an approach for Simone Inzaghi. Manchester United are looking for the 5th permanent manager since Ferguson retired, because Manchester United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson retired. We sacked David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, and last year Manchester United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You know, Manchester United have got good players. We've also got inconsistent players as well. So obviously, Man United have got the best player in the world overall in Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo, of course, played against West Ham. I thought he enjoyed a very good game. You know, he played a part in Marcus Rashford's winner, and he could have won a penalty in that first half. Prior to the game against West Ham, it said that Cristiano Ronaldo had picked up a neck injury, so he was a doubt, but he recovered from that neck injury. Ronaldo did start in the 3-1 win against Brentford, but he got taken off in that game, and reflecting on that, Cristiano Ronaldo was furious for being substituted against Brentford, but Ralf Rangnick defended his decision to substitute Ronaldo against Brentford. Ronaldo offered very little against Brentford. The other week, Cristiano Ronaldo gave an interview, and like I said to you, he was very critical of the youngsters, so he's demanding more from the youngsters. And he also said that Ralf Rangnick will do a good job at Manchester United. And he also said, I'm not at Man United to compete for 6th or 7th. Finishing below 3rd is unacceptable. Ronaldo faces a 25% pay cut should Manchester United fail to qualify for the Champions League. Well, it did mention that Ronaldo will leave Man United in the summer if they fail to qualify for the Champions League. Since Ronaldo re-signed, he's scored 14 goals in all competitions, and he's got over 800 goals in his career. Manchester United re-signed Ronaldo last summer for 20 million, with add-ons included. He wears a number 7 shirt, and Ronaldo's got a contract with Man United until 2023. There's an option of a further year, and Ronaldo receives £480,000 a week, so he's the highest earner at Man United at the moment. Manchester United have got Anthony Elanga now. He looks a very good asset for the first team squad. Elanga played against West Ham and he did very, very well. I thought he kept the ball well, got in some good positions, and he was very skillful at times. Elanga also played very well in the game against Brentford. He scored his first goal of the season in that game. And he played well in the 2-2 draw against Aston Villa. He had a couple of chances in that game, was unlucky not to score. Anthony Elanga has been part of the club for a long time. He risen up our academy in that. He joined Manchester United's academy at the age of 12. Now I think he's 19. Revert back towards the end of last year. Elanga committed his future to the club. He signed a new contract with Man United until June 2026. There's an option of a further year. I heard rumours earlier on this season saying that Elanga could go out on loan to a championship club. Well, if he went out on loan, he would gain more experience because, like I mentioned, he's still very young. Manchester United have also got Mason Greenwood. He's a talented player. Mason Greenwood, of course, played against West Ham. I thought he was good against West Ham. Greenwood obviously scored in the 3-1 win against Brentford. He played in the 2-2 draw against Aston Villa the other week. He was greedy at times in that game and he had chances, but unfortunately he didn't convert them. Earlier on this season, Greenwood did say that he was upset that Ronaldo always starts. Revert back to 2019, Manchester United offered Mason Greenwood a life-changing amount of money for him to leave the club. Greenwood made his senior debut for Man United back in 2019. He's been a United player since the age of 7, so he's been part of the club for a long time, and last season he signed a new 4-year contract. We've also got Jaden Sancho now. He's been poor, Sancho, in a lot of his games. He's done nowhere near as well as a lot of Manchester United fans expected. But it does take some players time to settle in. Revert back to when we had Solskjaer, we couldn't get the best out of Sancho. Because Solskjaer persistently played him out of position, and there was quite a few games Sancho didn't even play in under Solskjaer. I think the best games Sancho's enjoyed since he signed for the club was the games against Chelsea and Villarreal away, because he scored in both of them games. There again, Sancho did well in the game against Burnley last year. Unfortunately, he was denied a goal. Sancho hasn't played the last couple of games due to personal reasons. Sancho did endure 4 good years with Borussia Dortmund before he signed for Man United. Man United got Sancho in a deal worth 78 million with add-ons included. Man United paid 73 million up front. Sancho's got a contract with Man United until June 2026 as an option of a further year. We've also got Juan Mata. Now, obviously Juan Mata doesn't get in the team. He lost his place in the team a while ago. Plus he's ageing up and he's lost that yard of pace. But despite all of that, I reckon that Juan Mata has had a good career at Manchester United. Mata's made 276 appearances in all competitions and he's scored 51 goals. He's been at Manchester United for 8 years. So he's been a long-serving player. Manchester United got Mata from Chelsea back in 2014. Manchester United paid around 37.1 million. Revert back to 2020, Mata rejected an 18 million a year contract offer to play in Saudi Arabia. Manchester United have also got Jesse Lingard. Now, he is an inconsistent player. There's a good chance Jesse Lingard will be leaving the club this year. Recent reports have said that he's closing in on a move to Newcastle. Now, it's said that Newcastle made a second loan offer for Jesse Lingard after Manchester United rejected their first approach. Newcastle are willing to pay $6 million to loan Lingard and cover the costs of his 80,000 wages. Lingard's keen on a loan move to Newcastle, but Man United prefer to let Lingard leave permanently this month. Lingard's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Doesn't get in the team, does he? The second half of last season, Lingard enjoyed a 4-month loan spell with West Ham and he made an impact. Manchester United have also got Amad Diallo. I heard that he's going out on loan. He's made a few first team appearances, but he's played nowhere near as much in the first team as I expected. Let's put into the equation what Man United paid for him. We got Amad Diallo for 37 million with add-ons included. Man United paid 19 million up front. We got him from Atalanta. Manchester United have got Anthony Martial. Now obviously he's inconsistent, Martial doesn't really get in the team, but Martial actually came on in the 1-0 win against West Ham and he made an impact. Martial come back from a knee injury not so long ago. There's a good chance he'll be leaving the club this year. Now the last time I read up it said Juventus were interested in taking Martial on loan. It said Man United are asking for up to 6 million in loan fees. Martial wants to make a move abroad, he's made that clear. He doesn't want to go to a Premier League club. Not so long ago, Martial rejected loan offers from Newcastle and Tottenham. Prior to the Brentford game, Ralf Rangnick said that the Martial matter was resolved. Because prior to that, Rangnick came out and said that Martial refused to play against Aston Villa, and obviously Martial came out and denied claims that he refused to play against Aston Villa. Last year, Ralf Rangnick confirmed that Martial wants to leave the club. And Martial's agent confirmed last year that Martial wants to leave Man United this month. The best season Martial has enjoyed at the club was his debut season under Louis van Gaal. Manchester United paid the initial fee of 36 million for Martial from Monaco back in 2015. Martial's been at Manchester United for 7 years. He's under contract with the club until 2024. Martial has scored 79 goals in 268 games in all competitions. Manchester United have also got Edinson Cavani. He's good. Rangnick's actually looking to offload him, but earlier on this season, Ralf Rangnick said that Edinson Cavani wants to stay at Manchester United until the end of the season. Cavani's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Like I said earlier on, Cavani came on in the game against West Ham and got the assist for Marcus Rashford's winner. Cavani just come back from injury not so long ago. He had a couple of injuries earlier on this season. Manchester United got Cavani on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020. Cavani has been linked with Barcelona. It said last year that Cavani agreed to join Barcelona on an 18-month contract. Obviously Barcelona were seeing him as a replacement for Mcguire because Mcguire retired due to heart problems. Juventus were also in for him, and last year Cavani rejected a move to Boca Juniors. Man United of course have got Marcus Rashford as well. Like I said earlier on, he's had a lot of poor games this season, but he's done well in the last couple of games. We've also got Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes did play against West Ham recently. I thought he was quiet in that game. I thought Bruno Fernandes was far superior in the games against Brentford and Villa in the league than he was against West Ham. Fernandes, of course, got 2 assists in the 3-1 win against Brentford, and he scored both of Manchester United's goals in the 2-2 draw against Aston Villa. I think the games against Brentford and Villa are the 2 best games that Fernandes has enjoyed so far this season, because let's be honest, Fernandes has had a lot of poor games this season. He really has. But despite that, he's still one of our best players, and he's certainly one of the best signings we've made since Ferguson retired. The Athletic said not so long ago that Bruno Fernandes rejected a contract offer from Manchester United. He said Bruno Fernandes' contract talks are postponed until the summer, having turned down an offer last year. He says Fernandes is demanding similar money to the top earners at the club. Fernandes receives £100,000 a week at the moment. Fernandes is under contract with Man United until 2025. There's an option of a further 12 months. Fernandes has been a Manchester United player for 2 years. Got him from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. We've got Donny Van Der Beek now. Donny Van Der Beek is a good player, but I haven't had a great deal of a perception on him at Manchester United because he hasn't been given nowhere near enough opportunities. He didn't get enough opportunities under Solskjaer, and he certainly hasn't been given enough opportunities under Rangnick. I think he's only started 1 game under Rangnick. You can't blame Van Der Beek for wanting to leave, though. I'm hearing that Everton still want Van Der Beek. Bayern Munich went in for him earlier on this season. Recently, Van Der Beek turned Newcastle down. Van Der Beek has already held talks with Rangnick to discuss his future, and I heard earlier on this season he's not allowed to leave Man United this month. But he will leave this year. Van Der Beek's only scored 2 goals for the club. He's been a Manchester United player for over 1.5 years now. Nearly 2 years, I think, now he's been at the club. Man United got Van Der Beek for 40 million, with add-ons including. He's got a contract with Man United until 2025. There's an option of a further year, and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. Man United have got Fred. Now, I think he's an inconsistent player, but he has had his good games this season. Fred played in the game against West Ham, didn't he? He did well in the 3-1 win against Brentford, did Fred. He got an assist in that game, and he pressed well and he kept the ball well. Manchester United got Fred a few years ago from Shakhtar Donetsk, paid around £50 million for him. I've got to make an admission regarding Fred. I thought he was an exceptional player during his time in Ukraine. Man United, of course, have got Scott McTominay. He's not a great player overall, but I've got to say that he's been our best performer under Ralf Rangnick. He really has. McTominay weren't great against West Ham recently, but McTominay played very well in the 3-1 win against Brentford. He was involved in the build-up to 2 of the goals against Brentford. McTominay didn't play in the 2-2 draw against Villa because he was suspended. And he did very well in the cup game against Aston Villa. He got man of the match in that game. He only scored the only goal of that game. McTominay's been part of the club for a long time. Revert back to 2020, McTominay signed a 5-year contract with Manchester United. Manchester United have obviously got Matic. Don't think he's good enough to represent the club. I've always had my reservations about Matic because he's always been a static midfielder, but despite that, he still gets his chances. Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that, still gets his chances. And he's the only predominant centre defensive midfielder that Man United have got. I think Matic is out of contract at Man United in the summer. Matic has been at Man United for around 5 years now. Manchester United got him from Chelsea back in 2017 for 40 million. Yeah, he'll leave Man United this year, Matic. Paul Pogba, he's a good player as well. He's not only a good player, he's an imperative player. Pogba's obviously out with injury. He's been injured for a while now. But the good news is that Paul Pogba is set to return to action after the international break. Rangnick confirmed not so long ago. Pogba's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Revert back to last month, the Sun said that Manchester United offered Paul Pogba a new £500,000 a week contract that would have made Pogba the highest paid player in Premier League history, but Pogba denied being offered that contract. Not so long ago it said that Paul Pogba told Manchester United that he wants to join Real Madrid in the summer. There again it said PSG is the most likely destination for Pogba. Not so long ago Pogba held talks with PSG. This season is Pogba's 6th season at Man United since he rejoined. He's played 212 games and he's scored 38 times since he rejoined. He's won 3 trophies at the club, and Manchester United paid £89 million for him, so reflecting on that, is our most expensive signing at the moment. But like I say, good chance he's going to be leaving Man United in the summer. We've got Alex Telles, that's a good left back. He's our first choice left back under Ralf Rangnick. Telles played very well against West Ham yesterday. He was very energetic, he was creative, he got into good positions as well. But there again, Telles weren't so good in the 3-1 win against Brentford. But in the game against Brentford, he did put some dangerous crosses into the box. The reason Manchester United brought Telles in was to provide competition for Shaw. Earlier on this season, Telles had an injury, didn't he? Man United got Telles from Porto back in 2020, got him for 15.4 million with add-ons included. We've got Luke Shaw, that's a good left back overall, but Luke Shaw's had a lot of poor games this season, and I'm shocked in that aspect because revert back to last season, Luke Shaw was very, very good. He was probably the best left back in the Premier League last season. Luke Shaw's not available for Man United at the moment anyway because he recently picked up an injury. He had a couple of injuries earlier on this season and he is injury prone, which is a concern. Shaw has been a long-serving player at Man United. He's been at Man United for 8 years. We've got Harry Mcguire. Don't think he's good enough to represent the club. Do you think Man United could offload Harry Mcguire in the summer? Mcguire though did well against West Ham recently, but that's only one good game. He's got to persist with them performances. Harry Mcguire obviously had an injury not so long ago. Revert back to earlier on this season, he had a calf injury, and towards the end of last season he had ligament damage in his ankle. Harry Mcguire certainly wasn't worth the 80 million that Manchester United paid for him. Mcguire is the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment and is the second most expensive signing at the club. Mcguire's been a Manchester United player for over 2 years now. We've also got Rafael Varan. That's a good centre-half as well. Varan did well against West Ham recently. He also did very well in the 3-1 win against Brentford. Most of the time when Varan plays, he seems to make the difference. Well, Varan is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced and, he's got a very good pedigree behind him. Look at the amount of silverware he won when he was at Real Madrid. Varane's had 2 injuries since he signed for Man United. Earlier on this season he had a hamstring injury, and before that he had a groin injury, and he was out with that groin injury for a few weeks. Man United got Varane for 41 million with add-ons included. Man United paid 34 million up front. Varane's got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further year. We've got Eric Bailly. He is a good centre-half, but Eric Bailly doesn't get in the team much. He lost his place in the team a while ago, obviously, with Man United signing Varane last summer, and for some reason Lindelof's been preferred to Bailly. Bailly's not available at the moment anyway because he's at the African Cup of Nations. I think the last game he played was the 3-1 win against Burnley, but he actually came off injured in that one. Bailly will be leaving the club this year. Damasio said earlier on this season that Bailly agreed to join AC Milan. He's injury prone, Bailly, which is a concern. Back in April last year, he signed a new contract with Man United until 2024. There's an option of a further year. Bailly's been at Man United for over 5 years. Man United got him from Villarreal back in 2016. Manchester United paid £30 million. Brought him in under the Jose Mourinho era. We've also got Victor Lindelof. Now, I don't think Victor Lindelof is good enough to represent the club. I think Man United should consider offloading him this year. Lindelof's not available at the moment anyway due to personal reasons. Lindelof's been at Manchester United since 2017. Man United got Lindelof from Benfica and Man United paid around £31 million. Lindelof's under contract with Man United until 2024. We've got Phil Jones. Jones obviously played in the 1-0 defeat to Wolves. That was his first Premier League appearance since January 2020. Jones was our best player against Wolves without a shadow of a doubt. Jones had a knee injury earlier on this season. Did you know Jones is the only outfield player that's still with us from the Ferguson era? This season is his 11th season at Man United, so he has been a long-serving player. Diego Dalot, he's good as well. He's our first choice right back under Rangnick. Dalot played very well against West Ham yesterday. He got forward well, got in some good positions. He made a crucial interception and a crucial block in the game as well. Do you think Dalot could leave Man United this year? Obviously, last season Dalot had a loan spell with AC Milan. Man United got Dalot from Porto a few years ago, paid £19 million for him. Obviously we got Bissaka. I don't think he's good enough anymore. The attacking side of his game lets him down, but defensively he's good, Bissaka. Bissaka's not available at the moment because he's out with COVID. We've got De Gea. What a keeper he is. He's done really well this season. He's now back to his best. We've got Dean Henderson as well. Second choice keeper. Man United looking to get rid of him permanently this year. And obviously we've got Tom Eaton. He's our third choice goalkeeper. So there you go. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do. Consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon.